I got you over here. Yes. I'm sorry. Sir, sir, if you could sign in, please. Barb, when you sit there, can you see that monitor? I didn't want you to be blocked.
And I can see.
We have one right here too.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, it's straight up 7.
And at 7, let's go ahead and start the meeting. Let's bring the meeting for Planning Commission of Dickinson County, April 16th, 2026 to a start. Roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Volkman.
Here.
Commissioner Hedstrom. Here. Commissioner Fink. Here. Commissioner Barrett.
Here.
Commissioner Schneider. Here. Commissioner Wolf.
Here.
Commissioner Griffiths.
Here.
Present and accounted for.
Okay, with that, we'll move on to the approval of last month's minutes. Is there any amendments need made to those?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes.
I'd
like to second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of last month's meeting of March 19th, 2026. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion pass. Move on.
Go ahead, fun part.
We'll move on to the annual board reorganization for chair and vice chair.
Make a motion if they stay the same next year as they are this year, just continue.
Okay. Second then. It's been moved and seconded to keep the chair and vice chair the same as last year. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
And just for the record, that would be, Justin, you would be the chair, and Kelly, you'd be vice. Okay.
Okay, now we'll move on to new business with CUP 26-03, which is the expansion of an existing bed and breakfast facility located at 2321 West Beechwork Street at the request of Gary Schooley. This facility had been previously approved under CUP 22-07.
And commissioners, the applicant provided you with a site plan. There's an updated site plan on page 7B. I've numbered them down at the bottom, and you can see where he included some additional parking to accommodate. He does meet the parking requirements for what he's proposing. This facility, as stated, was originally approved under 22-07. And basically it is the applicant is proposing an expansion of the existing Airbnb. He has provided that site plan, and the addition will be adding, if I'm not mistaken, 4 additional rooms to serve the facility. The property is served by rural water and the sewer district. Applicant has provided enough parking for the additional space needed. Per Article 26, basically, with regard to economic development and management growth, this proposal is in conformance with the comprehensive plan. Location of the proposed use is compatible with other agricultural and residential uses within the vicinity. Proposed use will not pose a burden or may not pose a burden on existing infrastructure or transportation facilities. No changes within the immediate area that would warrant this use at this site, except that Airbnbs are much more common in the areas of central Kansas now. The property is not vacant. The applicant's property is suitable for the use, given that the adjacent land uses are compatible with the proposal and may not cause undue impact to the surrounding area regarding traffic. This proposal will further implement the economic development aspects of the comprehensive plan, as well as its location being within an area designated as appropriate for development. There may be no adverse impact to health, safety, or welfare of the surrounding area. This use may not adversely affect adjoining properties. The applicant has ensured adequate buffering through landscape screening, as he's indicated on his site plan. So under public comment, staff has not received any public comments regarding this request. Really not even since the facility has been in operation since 2022. Comments from other departments and agencies. The applicant should be mindful, and I said this at the previous CUP that we did a few years ago, was should be mindful of some of the items that the guests dispose of may pose a danger to the existing waste disposal system serving the property. Staff is recommending approval on the condition that in the event another expansion beyond the proposed two or 4 bedrooms, another conditional use permit would need to be applied for. Commission options would be to recommend approval with the above referenced conditions, recommend approval with any additional conditions as deemed necessary, a table for further information. This is pretty straightforward. I've got it up here on your monitors. The site is changed, I think, significantly since then, and I think the applicant is here to if you have any additional questions, I believe he's here. And if the applicant is for this case would like to add anything more to this, I said what I've already said, please feel free to come up and state your case.
Nobody really have anything else to add, Tim, except for the fact we're kicking ourselves. We didn't go ahead and take care of this on the original application, knowing we may expand this in the future. But anyway, here we are. We're back. So, but we do appreciate your approval. We believe it's an asset to the community, bringing in more people and use facilities in Abilene. A lot of people that stay with us like to go to the Eisenhower Museum and a lot of other attractions around town with Abilene Town and all those types of things. And so we feel it is a benefit to the community and hope you'll approve the application.
Public.
Okay, so with that, we're going to open the meeting to the public, but first I have to read this. The public is invited to speak to the board during the public hearing portion of any item under discussion. Please raise your hand. After being recognized, give your name and address and proceed with your questions and comments. Shortly after the applicant presents his case, the planning commission may ask questions of the applicant. The board will discuss those answers. After the board rests, the chair will invite comments from interested persons for, against, or neutral. The board will conduct discussion and take action if possible. Citizens are asked to limit your remarks and please do not repeat comments already made by previous speakers. Due to time frame, please limit your remarks to clear and concise statements. The chairman may have to put a limit on the number of speakers. The board will attempt to be fair, flexible, and to ensure all those that are interested are heard. All zoning changes, conditional uses, and subdivision proposals will go from this board to the county commissioners with recommendation of approval or denial. All issues heard this evening will go to the county commission after the 14-day appeal period, if applicable. Should you be interested in attending that meeting, please contact the zoning administrator or county clerk for the scheduled hearing date and time. If you wish to file a protest petition, please contact the zoning administrator for the forms needed. The zoning administrator will explain the petition process. Thank you for coming. Your input is always appreciated. All right. Now, if there's anyone from the public that wants to speak on this CUP, you may do so. Yes, with that, we close it. Okay, so we will close public comment for this CUP. And open up to the board if the board has questions for discussion.
I have one. Which rural water district serves your property?
We don't have real water there. We have a well.
Oh, I thought you said, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Okay, it is a, well, because I had asked you, I said, are you served by rural water? And I thought you said, yeah, when I called you on the other day. So that's my misunderstanding. It is on well. But
We do have a very good well.
yeah, I've not heard any issues from environmental services on it. And they have enough acreage there. It's not an issue, but they're on. They do have public sewer though.
I'm sorry.
You do have sewer.
Yes,
Okay, that's good.
the sewer district there.
My only public comment would be is that he's wanting to expand. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very positive for Dickinson County, very positive for the business owner.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mr. Chairman, if there's no more discussion, I would make a motion that we approve CUP 26-03 with the recommendations that staff had in the staff comments.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve CUP 26-03 with the recommended approval of the staff's reference conditions. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion pass. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'll give you a call when this goes to the count.
Our next CUP is CUP 26-04, which is the construction of an approximately 300-foot guide telecommunication tower generally located on a parcel of land in section 13, township 13S, range 01E at the request of Vertical Bridge.
And this one, I think, is the applicant's representative here. Okay, would you like to speak to this as far as I think that you were going to request that it be tabled?
This one, this is South Ave.
No, this one's
This one's Redbud Lake.
this one's Redbud.
Yeah, Redbud Lake, we'd like this to be tabled as the client had. Clients are up against and select the site consultants. And the client Vertical Bridge has asked us just to table this till the next hearing. They got to do a little bit more due diligence and some homework.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I move we table this till, you want 30 days?
We're hoping that we can get on the next hearing.
On May 21st.
May 21st.
Can we table this until further notice from you, Tim? Can we do that just
Yeah.
in case they?
Yeah, because what they'll do is they'll let me know and then I'll get
No,
them
I
here.
hope happening, it's ready enough weekend, early next week.
I make a motion, we table this until further notice from staff.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to table CUP 26-04 until further notice from staff. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion pass. Thank you, sir. All right, now we'll move on to our last CUP of the night, CUP 26-05, which is the construction of an approximately 300-foot guide telecommunication tower generally located on a parcel of land in section 21, township 14S, range 02E at the request of Vertical Bridge.
Okay, the applicant is proposing at this location, I want to pull it up for you here. Bear with me. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. It's this side here. It's south of, was that 1500, K15. And basically the applicant is proposing an approximately a 310-foot guide communication tower for the purpose of improving cellular coverage in the area. Federal Communications Commission currently oversees all regulatory requirements for cell tower approval. Municipalities are limited to regulating general structural safety requirements and setbacks. Proposed tower must be a minimum of 310 feet from any property line. The commission may recommend safety lighting as well. And I just learned this week that if there are situations where there's, let's say, a jurisdiction, like let's say the county or the city adopt height restrictions that predate when the Telecommunications Act went into effect back in 1996. If those local regulations predate, then it's grandfathered in, and therefore the cell tower would probably have to meet those requirements. But if the regulations, if the height requirements or stipulations at the local level were established after 1996, then the feds that overrule that the locals. So Just an little interesting fact I found out. I've been doing this for a while and I didn't realize that, but I just keep that in mind also. But staff has not received any public comments on this proposal. No additional comments from other agencies, and the applicant has provided you with site plans showing you basically the setbacks and how it's going to be laid on the property. Basically, where it's going to be is right about in here, where my cursor is, somewhere right around in there. Am I correct?
Yeah, I live in one of the corner.
Oh,
Right about there.
okay, yeah. And it'll meet the setbacks from those property lines and from the road. So,
South of what, 1,500?
it's north of 15. I'm sorry, I couldn't read it from here.
I see.
Yeah.
1,600.
So, do you have, I guess if he has any other questions?
Have any other information for us that we need to know?
No further information. Got us here to answer any questions.
Okay.
Thanks for having.
Well. Have any questions for the applicant? If not,
Have you submitted an obstacle evaluation for the FAA?
Yes, yeah.
And have they returned any comment back yet? No.
Not enough time back on this.
Okay.
There'll be a condition of approval in that they submit whatever federal, requirements there are for FAA and FCC.
Correct. That's some of the due diligence we're doing on the other one.
And so again, this is a 300-foot plus or minus guide wire tower.
Correct.
And how far, what's the setback from Highway 15 right away?
The setbacks for the county is tower height. So whatever tower height is, we have to meet that.
Yeah.
So 300.
We were 1.5.
No,
It's a 1-to-1.
it's a 1-to-1. Yeah. So yeah, they meet the requirement there and it's from the property line. So
310 feet, is it FAA, any lighting that they have to do or?
any safety lighting on that? I can't remember.
Yes,
what
there will be a safety lighting
Okay.
on the top, just a pulsating red light.
Any residences within a mile or two there that would want to have reflectors on that?
I would have to put reflectors on that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if there's any residents within a mile or two
There's 1.5 miles.
Yeah, we are.
that.
There's one right here, one right here,
Okay.
half mile north, half mile south.
Down south,
You got 4 residents.
got about 4 residents there.
But we're talking about one red light at the top. We're not talking about any strobes on the side.
No, sir.
Are your towers eligible for the ALDS system that only turn on when the aircraft is in the area? Or are they required to be on the time?
I think they're required to be on all the time.
does anybody else have any questions for the applicant? Okay, gonna open it up to the public again, and I'm not gonna read that again, so just remember what I just said. And it's open to the public. If anybody has any comments, and please state your address and your name, please, when you come up.
Kevin Harris, 1207 Highway 15. I just have a couple questions. Being as I'm a crop insurance agent and that ground is insured under us. Construction wise, all that, will they be able to continue to farm? We're gonna have to, is the whole area where your guide wires are, it's all out of the
You
farmland?
can farm all the way up to the ends of the structure, 100 by 100 each area.
Okay.
And farm underneath and around the guide
Or
wire.
just have to measure out the
Yeah.
guide wires and all that stuff.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And
No, I don't see, I know them, so.
I assume that I'm not the sign up on this, but I will tell you, they have portions in their lease that talks about farming. I will talk to them about that.
Good.
Because
Do you have a
sign that
idea when this tower, if it's approved, when it's
supposed to be constructed, hopefully summer or fall.
Have to monitor that due to damage to crop. Crop insurance.
I would talk to the landlord about that because there's some language in there. For the landlord property.
Can I simply ask, this is a cell tower, I think that's what you're
Correct.
saying?
Yes.
Is there a specific company on it?
Verizon's gonna be the anchor tenant. This tower is gonna be built though for other carriers. We'll support up to 3 carriers.
That's fine. You said Verizon. I'm okay. We've needed it for a long time.
So other carriers to be able to co-locate.
Correct. Tower structurally built for at least 3 carriers.
Yeah, in the old days, we used to have to make that as a condition and require it, but now it's like common. They always put the shared space on there now.
And that is in the build plan that's been submitted to you, Tim?
Yes.
Set of preliminary drawings if you want to see what shows it.
But yeah, and I included, what I did is for y'all's edification, I put in just the site plan and the overlay of where it's going to be, it's where the guys are going to be. But if he's got some additional info.
Yeah, and everything is, you guys.
Okay.
Any more comments from the public? If not, I will close the public portion of this CUP. And open back up to the board to discuss.
Tim, I do have one question. I see on the application that Vertical Bridge, their representative had signed this. Have we verified that there's a contract, an active contract?
I believe there is a contract, yeah.
But
It's on lease.
have
It's been,
we verified that?
it's verified.
So I'm just curious, is there a decommissioning plan for cell towers?
In the lease, there is written what they would do if they
Decommissioning,
terminate the contract.
okay.
In fact, I've been getting, every once in a while, I'll get a notice saying this tower is being decommissioned or being taken down by a carrier, whoever it is that owns it. That's been old, that's not being used anymore. So yeah, they've got it in the lease agreement.
It's in the lease agreement, you've seen it.
I've not seen this one, but I know that they have them because they're almost like required to now.
Yeah. I can't talk a whole lot about that because that's between vertical and landlord.
Yeah.
But in that particular case, Vertical Bridge would take the tower down if it was decommissioned. That's the plaza landowner.
Yeah.
And it's in the,
So I would recommend if you guys have those, talk to the landlord about that because that's our territory document between vertical bridge.
Yeah, that's a
Too much.
civil document.
But there's always language like Mr. Hamilton spoke about, and almost every telecommunication is nowadays to cover that.
Be a generator, propane tank, all that for backup power.
Yes, sir.
It's not in the floodplain.
No, sir.
Is there fiber to that location or microwave?
There's no plans for microwave dish on there. You get fiber power side.
Board have any more discussion? Does anyone want to?
Chairman, Move that we approve CUP 26-05 with, to include the staff recommendations.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve CUP 26-05 with the staff recommendation conditions for approval, when that would be for any final FAA and FCC approvals submitted prior to a building permit being issued. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion pass. Now we will move on to old business. Now we will move on to old business, which is resolution for text 26-01, which is an amendment to Article 14, adding language establishing provisions that all applications and site plans for planning commissions review to be accurate and complete.
And I put the draft resolution together after after I kind of amended it a little bit. I included what Commissioner Barrett included, but but after having the county council look at it, also I had to kind of modify it a little bit to be in line with how the state and how how other areas of our code kind of reflect this type of review. So the language stating that all applicants submitted for conditional use permits shall not be accepted unless it is deemed complete and an accurate development plan as required. At the January hearing, if you remember, you all directed me to compose a resolution for review with the additional wording submitted by Commissioner Barrett. Staff consulted with the county council on these changes and recommended that the language should avoid any kind of redundancy from other sections of the code and comply with currently enforced processes for review as outlined by the state of Kansas and enforced in the other sections of the county code. The yellow highlights represent staff's initial changes. I did underline the text so that you could see it, so that it didn't print very well with any of the colors I used to highlight it. So the text that is Commissioner Barrett's is underlined. The staff is recommending replacing the T, which would be truthful, I think is what Commissioner Barrett had, with I think probably another C would be maybe appropriate in that place, because consistency, meaning C being for consistency, because what I think we've run into in the past, recent past, is we had an application come in front of us that did not reflect what they were actually proposing. And so I wanted to include that. If you don't mind,
No, that's a good word choice.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Consistency. So, but with that, the options would be, you could recommend forwarding the resolution to the county commission as submitted. Of course, I would clean it up before I send it to them, or recommend forwarding the resolution to the county with any additional language as you deem necessary, or to that table for further review. Yeah, one of the reasons too, I wanted to kind of, for lack of a better term, I wanted to be kind of the gatekeeper, if you will, of where somebody that brings something in, because I want to make sure that it meets what you guys want before it actually goes to you or the county. And so that's why I've kind of limited it to, kind of a process between you guys and me. So that when I'm reviewing it, and you're reviewing it, and then that way we can iron out whatever differences there are before it actually goes to the county commissioner. And then, of course, the county commission knows that they can send it back if they want more. But it's just, I felt I had to that had to be modified just a little bit to.
But in the end, it gives you the authority if you see something on an
There's,
application to work with it. If we, something sneaks by and we see something,
yes,
it gives us an off ramp just to a pause.
yes.
Which is what we were looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with.
Yeah.
With how it's printed.
Anyone have questions or comments on what has been written up?
Is this something, Tim, that we need to make a motion on?
Please, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion, then, let's see, we don't have a resolution number, do we?
It'd be
Not yet, no.
TXT 26.
Yeah, just say TXT 26. This is a case number.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the resolution TXT 26-01.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number TXT 2601. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Resolution passed.
And under miscellaneous, the county commission, at the request of Enel Green Power, did pass a resolution, or I should say rescinding the CUP for the Hope Ridge Wind Project. So that is officially ended. My intention probably, I know I shared with you guys some information, the slides that were presented for the data centers. I was going to try to address that when I address TXT 2602, the one that we have for the big resolution on the different alternative energies and the different things. I figure we can include that. What I want to do is kind of give you guys a chance to kind of digest what's in that information. And then I was planning on probably taking that in to you guys in June. And also to let you know that at any time, you can't do it tonight because I would like to have it as an agenda item, but between now and June, or between now and July 1st, you can make a recommendation if I put it on the agenda to extend the moratorium and consider that. And so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there too. So, but anyway, but that's all I've had. With that,
You're saying between now and when?
July 1st. So either next meeting or July or
And so will you bring that up again as a topic to remind us in each of those next two meetings?
Yeah, what I'll do is if you guys direct me, I can either put it on as an agenda item for you to consider that moratorium extension to make a recommendation on either May 21st or in June.
So we kind of don't, so you'll put it in our back pocket.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to
Wait, just-
get to September and go, gosh, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
August 1st, we have some come in that we've got to approve and got extended.
For sure, keep that on our radar each next meeting.
Yeah. So, but that's all I had tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moving and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, please raise your left hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Switch up.
I know.
For a second.
34 minutes.